Lunchtime Live, the show that allows you a unique access to the music, story, and words of the area's most phenomenal local artists and bands. I'm your host, Misha Sisikin. What are we waiting for? Let's get started.
All right, and welcome to yet another edition of Lunchtime Live, coming to you from the campus of California State University, San Bernardino. For the next hour, you are going to hear one of San Bernardino, Riverside, or San Diego County's greatest local artists. Today, we're joined in studio by Ghetto Genius, featuring Kritical from Corona. So without further ado, let me introduce to you now your host for Lunchtime Live, Misha Sisikin. Misha.
All right, thank you, Lacey. Morning, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome. Oh, this is going to be a fun show.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's right. All right, so we kind of got an introduction from Lacey, but let's just go down the line. Let's start with the man of the hour here.
Yeah, what's up? My name's Ghetto Genius. I'm a local artist around here from the IE. You know, I spread out around everywhere from LA, and I do shows everywhere. So, we'd like to come here and, do this interview and hope we can spread the music out.
Right on.
Yeah, I go by Kritical. I'm a local producer. I produce a lot of different types of music, R&B, hip-hop, just anything that people want to hear, anything they want. That's what I do.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Glad.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Right.
Not a problem.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. So we said you're from Corona. Is that where you guys grew up? What's the deal?
Well, me specifically.
Okay.
I was born in Riverside, but I was raised in Corona. So
okay.
I've always lived in Corona up until I was like 19. Then I moved to Riverside. So that's where I'm at now. But Corona's always been my home.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I've generally hopped around everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a hopper.
Hey, that's fine. We'll call you from the area.
Pretty much.
All right. So, Ghetto Genius. Did you just have one of those moments where you're like, I think that's what I'm going to go by? There's a story behind that?
Well, actually, there is a story behind that because I've gone through a couple different pen names before because I've been rapping since I was 14.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah, so it just happened on one day that I picked up a name. Somebody was calling me on the street. They said, "Oh man, your lyrics are are really explicit, but not in the form as in their they have a lot of bad words in them." But the whole definition of the word, which if you look in the dictionary, it's clear, plain, and definite, which means I get the message out there in a snap, pretty much. So I mean, I started going under that pen name for a couple of years, and then this name was actually an alias, Ghetto Genius, by one of my boys, Painter, who's out in Texas right now, part of my crew. He started telling me, he's like, man, it's like when the way you rap sometimes, like, I think I need a dictionary. I'm going to call you Webster because you're part of a genius or something like that.
Webster.
Yeah.
And I'm like, So I started going with the name.
Right on.
So the whole meaning of the name behind it is just pretty much like, because most of us, that listen to this type of genre of music or hip hop, we've all come through some kind of part of the ghetto or something like that. That's, key demographic of the music. So my whole name just stems behind the thought that you can be smarter than just, the average person and try to escape from where you came from and achieve greater goals. That's pretty much the whole principle behind the name.
Awesome. That is right there, you just explained so much. That's a great way to look at it.
Interview's over now.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Good time.
Right.
Join us again. No. All right. So what kind of how would you describe your style of music?
Well, it's different.
Yeah.
It really is different. As far as everyone's described my music, I do have my own sound, and I vary from, the most hardcore hip-hop to I have a rock song out that he's produced, obviously, but, and I go from club to hip-hop to just about anything. There's I'll try everything once.
Right on.
As far as it goes with music.
No, that's great. You have an open mind about it. That's good. Now, have you been working a lot with Kritical, or
definitely.
Is this guy easy to work with?
Oh yeah, he comes into the studio already knowing what he wants, and I just need to take his the feeling I'm getting from him and just put it into the programs I'm working with and create a sound that he likes. He jumps on the mic and it's just, to me, he's probably one of the easiest artists I work with.
All right.
Honestly.
Yeah. No, and we'll get to listen in a few minutes, but it comes through. It really does. Now, how long? Okay, so you said you've been rapping since you were 13, 14?
So I was 14.
14, okay. So is that kind of where you got your start in music?
Pretty much, yeah. I've always been a music enthusiast, so to speak, but It all actually is a funny story how I started, because I ended up looking up a movie which was 8 Mile. I seen all that stuff.
All right.
And then very next day I saw it, there was a rap battle going on in my school.
Oh,
so
all right.
me, I've never having rap before. I just decided to jump in it.
Yeah.
I just jumped in the circle, and I did pretty okay, because I got killed naturally since I had no experience. But you know what I mean. But
almost killed his career.
afterwards, dude was like, "Man, you got some skills. Like, you should keep it up."
Yeah.
So I mean, I just found the passion to start writing lyrics.
Yeah.
And I was heavily inspired by Tupac and Eminem and stuff like that. So I like lyricism. I like sitting down with a pen and pad and just like cutting loose.
He really likes lyrics with meaning. He doesn't like just saying anything on the track. Like that's one of the when we do a club track, it's like that's one of the biggest problems is like just write something. He goes, no, it has to have some sort of meaning, which is I respect that, and I love that about him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, right now we're going to jump into a first track so we can get a feel for what's going on here. First one is called What You Want, and this is by Ghetto Genius, and this is Lunchtime Live.
Ghetto Genius, man, sing this up. Kritical, let them know. I think it's time I go and tell you. The drinks I'm going, shit, I got it. Shit, I'm alone, 'cause I don't know. No, 'cause I don't know. But no, 'cause I don't know what you want from me.
Oh, that was What You Want by Ghetto Genius here on Lunchtime Live, and we're just having a good time here today. You guys having a good time?
Yeah, definitely.
For damn sure.
And it just started, right? Yeah. So, all right. So I guess right as we went into that during that track, you were saying that was the first track that both of you worked together on.
Yeah, that was the first track we ever worked on. I met him through a DJ. And he told me, I got this rapper. He wants to rap, but he wants to do something different. So I went into the studio a couple of days before he came to the studio, and I just created, just somewhere out of my element. I just created, guitars and drums and the whole 9 yards. So he shows up to the studio session expecting a hip hop song.
Okay.
And I go, hey, I got this for you. What do you think? And it had the hook on it already.
Yeah.
And he felt, he liked it. He fell in love with it. So he just jumped right on the mic. Didn't write nothing. I mean, honestly, just jumped on the mic, and it was just magic. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it. And that was our first song, and then we want to shoot a music video for it, upload it to YouTube, all the whole 9 yards and stuff. But yeah, it was our first song.
Right on. Now, is that typical of the writing and recording process? Can you take us through that process? I mean, how's it typically go?
Well, generally, it starts like this. I go and call Kritical here, and I'm like, man, I need a new type of beat, something like this and this and that. He's like, cool, I got it. Then I come into the studio about a week later or later on that week, show up, listen to it, sit down, write it right there, and get on the mic and just kill it.
All right.
So pretty much, that's the whole little, rhythm that we got in the studio.
Yeah, we got our own rhythm now.
Yeah.
At first, like I said, the first one was amazing. He just came in, got on the mic, just killed it. It was awesome. And then the second time, I actually made a beat in front of him. Then the third time, he would just call me. I'd make something, and then he'd write. So we got our own little rhythm. We're actually working on his album right now.
Oh, okay.
So that should drop sometime in summer. We really want to take our time with it, and it's difficult for me because I want something different. I want something because he likes meaning, like I said before. He really likes meaning, so I can't. Good. Yeah, and I don't just want to make anything for him. Yes. So we'll make a beat and just trash it.
Yeah,
because it has no meaning. It's just something we did. Yeah. So it's very difficult, but I know if we just work really hard, and we'll have something very special during summer.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, okay, so you take care, Kritical. You take care of most of the beats and all that.
Yeah, the production side.
Okay. So do you play instruments? I mean, besides that, or do you just do everything? Take care of everything on the computer?
I mean, I can play drums. I can play bass, guitar.
Yeah.
But no, I actually use a program called Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I make all my beats. So I don't play no instruments live.
Okay.
Everything's all digital nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. But you do have that background.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Ghetto Genius? Same thing.
I've messed around with the bass in the past and the guitar here and there, but I haven't really continued it.
Okay.
You know, I really got into just the lyricism, and I made that my main focus, and that's why I think it shines now.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why, like, honestly, Kritical is one of the dopest producers out there. If there are any artists out there that are listening, they got to get beats from him. Trust me. Trust me.
But who would you argue is your target audience? I mean, who do you generally tend to perform to?
Well, I know you were about to talk, but I'm sorry. No.
Well, I'll talk then. No.
Nice. No. Target audience. I necessarily want to say I have a target audience, just because I don't have a certain style of music I like to go with. As you heard, we have a rock song, we do hip hop, we do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So there's not a audience I'm going after. I just think anyone that enjoys my music, enjoys our music, if they become a fan, anything that we put out, they're going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So there's not a target audience, and there's not like, oh, this person's not going to like it, this person's not going to like it. It's just music. If you guys like to listen to it, then, you know, I'm going to have more. We're going to have more music coming out, and that's it. I wouldn't say I try to target anybody. But yeah.
No, I mean, you want to get your tracks out there, and you just anyone who has an ear who's willing to listen.
It's willing to listen.
But that's good because you're really open-minded about it, and the fact that you're willing to do these different styles that way to attract a greater audience.
Yeah, we're definitely not the typical artist or producer.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out a little bit more because we're going to jump into another track here. Cool. This one's called Turn It Up, so we'll listen to it and we'll get some story afterwards. This is Turn It Up by Ghetto Genius here on Lunchtime Live. Wow, now that one was totally different. I could see the different influences coming in. That was Turn It Up by Ghetto Genius featuring Kritical. And this is Lunchtime Live, of course. If you just tuned in, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
We've been having a great time here.
Yeah, we've
been,
Blasty blast.
Yeah. Now, oh, he said that. All
Easy now.
Yeah. Remember, this is a radio program.
Oh, yeah.
And TV, so we got to be good. Now, okay, so let's get a little bit of story behind that track because it is a different style. What happened there? I mean, not what happened in a bad way.
What happened there?
No, not in a bad way.
What went terribly wrong there?
What was that?
What went down? Let's hear it.
Yeah, it was just horrible. No.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. Next.
All right, next question. No, seriously, that was a well-produced track. So, what was the story behind that?
Oh man, that was well, it was a Friday. It's a nice sunny day. No, he came to the studio and he said, "Hey, I want a club track." And I was like, "Oh man, you don't do that," because he was more of a rapper at the time. So I was like, "But you know what? Let's do it." You know, so we just jumped on it real quick, made the beat in like 10 minutes. You know, it's very simple. And he was like, "Get on the hook," you know. So I just came up with some lyrics. We did it. He jumped on it, and we mixed it down, and then there it was. You know, just like that, in like less than 3 hours. It was
wow.
It was just him being spontaneous and saying, "Let's do a club track," and throwing me off my guard. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, because that's something I like to do constantly. He'll tell you all about that. It's like, I like to push my limits. I like to push my limits. I'm like, I just sit there at home sometimes. I'm like, what kind of a song haven't I done yet?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think of something. Got it. Kritical, where you at?
He'll come to the studio and be like, "I want a DJ Premier style track, you know, something like 1990s, like real, like back in the day, super back in the day." And then we'll get in there and he goes, "You know what? I want to do an R&B track." And I'm just like, "Okay, totally did not, you know, expect this."
Yeah.
Seriously, I was ready to do this.
Yeah, you wanted hip hop and now you want R&B. Like, okay, Neo, let's go. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
But yeah, he'll throw me off my guard. But it's always fun.
I mean, but it seems to work to your benefit. I mean, both of your benefits.
Yeah,
because,
I think he does it on purpose.
Well, it's something that drives you, and I mean, it allows you to think in a different way and to perform in a different style allows you the chance to explore different different beats and stuff like that. So
out of my element.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I like to push the limits because, I mean, different styles, different beats, I can reach different type of people.
Yeah.
That's ultimately the goal with music, isn't it? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so you're out there playing shows. What have been some of your most memorable, your favorite shows or venues that you've played?
Well, honestly, I had a good show, the one I did with Kritical here at the club, the local club, but I also had a show in particular that I did on one of my birthdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on another local club over here in Riverside. And, you know, it was just unexpected. I was just throwing the mic and say, get on, and they threw on some of my beats, and I was like,
all right.
and, you know, I kind of had to improvise because they also threw me, you know, some tracks that I didn't know, just some beats, and I had to freestyle over them. So, you know, it was cool, though. It was very memorable, and it kind of helped me grow because I was one of my first, you know, shows where I had to actually just come off the top of my head and, you know, in front of all the crowd, and we got the crowd going, so it was good.
Right on.
Yeah, my best show, I'm going to say was my first show.
Okay.
Just because you always remember your first show.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was so nerve-wracking. I don't even think I said anything.
Oh, no.
Because I was in a group with like 5 other people.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just a producer trying to, you know, be on stage and stuff. But
yeah. But it turned out well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, looking back at it now, it was horrible, but
that's all right.
It was fun, though.
Hey, it looks like it turned out for the best.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's great, guys. We're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to get right back because we want to find out more about Ghetto Genius and Kritical here on Lunchtime Live.
And don't forget that all groups and artists featured on Lunchtime Live are selected by an independent group of students and staff from California State University, San Bernardino. More of Lunchtime Live with our in-studio guests today, Ghetto Genius and Kritical from Corona, coming up in seconds. Stay with us. Welcome back to Lunchtime Live. Hey, if you're enjoying Lunchtime Live on your local Time Warner or Charter Communication cable channel, remember to check out Ghetto Genius and Kritical, as well as other great local artists 24/7 on Coyote Radio, online at radio.csusb.edu. That's radio.csusb.edu. And speaking of which, Ghetto Genius and Kritical are joining us here today in studio here on this edition of Lunchtime Live. So here again is your host, Misha Sisikin. Misha.
Thank you, Lacey. I'm Misha Sisikin, and I highly endorse that you visit radio.csusb.edu. That's right.
Yeah, so do we.
Yeah. Ghetto Genius and Kritical agree.
We approve.
All right. Well, we're having a great time here. We're getting to know both of you, and as a pair, as individuals, because you work together, you do separate projects, and so far, I think the verdict is you guys are a couple of cool guys.
Oh, thanks
Thank you.
Yeah,
guess we passed the cool test.
Yeah, I guess, you got the talent,
Sweet.
you got the so everything.
Cool now, guys.
Bonus points.
That's right. Yeah.
Bonus points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, hey, that's high
hard.
praise right there.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's very hard.
So, just, I mean, being musicians and being able to, I mean, write such great lyrics, perform, being able to write some good tracks and produce well. I mean, taking that talent, how has that impacted yourselves or other people? Have there been any moments where you're just like, wow, this is great? I don't know who wants to feel that one first.
Right now.
Kritical? Right now?
Yeah.
Is it all coming together?
I just love just being in that type of situation where just like people are recognizing our, the art that we do.
Yeah.
So it's like right now it's awesome. I like it. This is probably going to go down as one of the greatest so far. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, once you come down to it, the music's what you want to get out there, and once you actually see people liking what you make, I mean, it's the best feeling in the world.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So,
wow.
I mean, really, because generally, when it comes to really taking the music really seriously, I have about less than a year that I started doing it, because like I said, I've been rapping since 14, but I was doing it really for recreation. At the first part, but then, you know, people started really liking it and started saying, well, you know, get into it, trying to get into the industry a lot harder. And I was like, you know, I'll give it a shot. So I started, you know, messing with it, and now we're, I mean, doing stuff like this. We're doing shows. I mean, we have all kinds. We're going to shoot a music video pretty soon, you know, so we have all kinds of upcoming projects, and it's a great feeling seeing your dream come to life.
Yeah, so this is your full-time thing then? This is what you're pursuing?
Pretty much,
You have no idea.
You're like, I want this.
No, music is honestly, for me, 24/7 my job. This is what I do.
Right.
Like, I have 3-4 sessions a day at my studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like constantly, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are living the dream.
Yeah, he's getting there. You know, we're taking the steps to need to reach the full dream, but we're living the dream so far.
Yeah, right on. We're going to jump into the last track here. This one's called Put Your Hands Up. We'll listen to it, get a little story behind it. This is Put Your Hands Up by Ghetto Genius here on Lunchtime Live.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Psionic, Wise Guy Entertainment. We got Lance London on the track. We got Ghetto Genius on the track. And we got yours truly, Psionic. Listen, you out there working, you out there grinding. Let me see you put your hands up. Why? I don't care. As long as you put your hands up, we're having a great time. If you rock it, put your hands up. If you love this music, put your hands up. If you rock it, put your hands up. 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 Put your hands up.
I put my hands up. I don't know about you.
Mine were up. Mine were up.
Oh, that was Put Your Hands Up by
really
Ghetto
were.
Genius.
Put your hands down,
That's right. Put them
Misha.
down. Oh,
Please
hey,
put 'em
hey.
down now.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, it's okay now.
All right. That one was a different track, and as we learned while we were talking during that, that was not something you produced, Kritical.
No, it
correct?
wasn't.
Okay, but you were saying Ghetto Genius that that's the rest of your group that you work with.
Yes, those are 2 out of the other 3 members in my group.
Okay.
Those are Psionic and Lance London on the track.
Okay.
Psionic is actually the one who produced that track.
Very talented producer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just basically, that's more of the old sound that I used to run with. That's more underground based. You know, that's when I did that not too long ago. I think it was late last year. Came out with that song, but I think it came out pretty good. I mean, Psionic is really talented. You know, he started out producing, you know, and he was giving me beats before I met Kritical. You know, he was producing for our group, but you know, we still go through him because he really has his own style. He's really mellow when it comes down to it. But I mean, he's a great lyricist, and Lance London too. I mean, I've worked with him. I have another track with him that I might probably be submitting to you guys as well.
Absolutely.
Because it's an honor to have my songs being played here.
Yeah.
But I did another song with him, and he's also a great lyricist. I mean, he really has that, you know, performance. That swag, I guess you can say, the swagger, you know, that appearance, that image, you know, so it's really great working with them because I like working with talented artists and talented people. There's nothing better in the world.
That's great. Now, in the short time that we have remaining, let's talk about what other aspiring artists, bands, musicians can do to, I mean, basically live the dream as we refer to it. You got any advice?
Yeah, honestly, never give up.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest, you know, to let them know is never give up. Because there's going to be bad times, and there's going to be times where you feel like nothing's going on, everything's going downhill. Just don't give up. Honestly, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If if you're a real artist, you're gonna make something happen.
Yeah, right on.
My whole outlook on it is basically be humble, but know what you're worth.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because that's a big thing with me is humility, because there's a lot of artists that are on pretty much on level with us or, you know, a little bit higher than us, but they get such extended egos, and, you know, I really don't see the point to that. I was like, you're just the same as me. Aside from the mic, we're just another human, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I got to stay level-headed, and you make the right choices when you're level-headed and you're staying humble.
Yeah.
You know, and just like he said, you got to never give up, because honestly, I've been there a couple times where I was just like, man, nothing's happening. You know, it's like, why should I, you know, even waste my time doing this? Because there's a lot of time and money invested into it, and you're not seeing anything for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, just like you said, never give up, and if you got a dream, chase it.
Now, really quickly, let's talk about where people can listen to your music, find out more information. Where are you at?
Well, we have our Facebooks. Mine is facebook.com/IamCritical. Same with the YouTube and the Twitter /IamCritical. At IamCritical.
And that's critical with a K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same with me. My Facebook is facebook.com/TheGhettoGenius. And same as my Twitter, @TheGhettoGenius, and same with the YouTube.
Okay.
Same with the YouTube. And I also have a SoundCloud where I have a lot of my songs up for download for free.
Okay.
So you can be soundcloud.com/GhettoGenius, and you guys can get them.
Right
So
on.
I really like, I don't mind giving out the music out for free. I just want to hear it heard,
Yeah, no, God, great mindsets to have. Well, thank you both to Ghetto Genius, Ghetto Genius and Critical. It's been a long show.
Yeah, it's been
There's
fun.
only one genius
That's
in
right.
the room, okay?
That's right. And it ain't me.
Maybe
That's for
two.
sure. Thank you both for coming in and talking with us, and best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank
It's a pleasure being here.
All right, thanks. Take us away, Lacey.
Alrighty. Thanks again to our listeners and our viewers here on yet another edition of Lunchtime Live, coming to you from the campus of California State University, San Bernardino. And thanks again to Ghetto Genius and Critical for joining us. Be sure and join us again next week for Lunchtime Live, and let us know about bands that you would like to see on future episodes of this program. In the meantime, remember to support the musical artists of your neighborhood. And for the Academic Computing and Media Department at Cal State San Bernardino, as well as the entire staff of Coyote Radio and Lunchtime Live, I'm Lacey Kendall. You have a great week.
Talk about plans of trying to be my wife. This girl got jokes, thinking I'm a ditch rapper, her in a low, so I'm crushing these like I crush it at one. Roll the finger in the air to reiterate, no, I don't want you, girl, the decision is mine. I can do better, cause you ain't that fine.